Once an author has submitted their manuscript, the chances are great that they will be asked to revise that manuscript. This film explains how you would upload a revised submission. The first thing that you need to do is log in as an author into Editorial Manager. If you happen to have forgotten your codes, there's a link when you first open the screen that will allow you to receive an email with your username and password and things that you can reset. Once you have logged in, you see in your main menu submissions needing revision. When the editor sends you their decision, at the bottom of that page there are all the comments from the editor or editors and reviewer or reviewers. When you revise your submission, you will need to upload several things. You still have, if it's a double-blinded manuscript, the title page from the first version. That can still be used as long as the details on it are still correct. However, you will need to upload a revised manuscript and, in most cases, a response to reviewers. You need then to go to the decision letter, copy-paste the remarks that were sent to you into a clean Word file, and then write down next to each comment what you have or have not done to address those comments. Once you have that, then you're ready and you've finished revising the manuscript, keeping in mind that a revised manuscript has usually a reasonable chance of being accepted, and therefore it is very important that the manuscript follows the instructions for authors and the journal style. So when we're ready to revise, we click on Revise Submission, and the system asks, are you ready to prepare a revised version of the submission? And you click on OK. It wants to know the article type, now in this case we're going to include both. We're going to include the title page, and we also need to, we have that. Okay. So now we need the response to reviewers. So I go to my computer, and now I see here I have a response and a title page. And now the next thing I need is the manuscript. So again, I go to my desktop, open, and now I have the three things that I must have for a revised manuscript. If your paper contains tables or figures, you should remember that the typesetting area of many of our journals is 11.5 by 18 centimeters, and tables and figures should fit into that area. If you have used material from elsewhere, you should also remember now that it's up to you to get permission to reuse that material. If there are any figures in that manuscript, you would upload them now one by one or as a zip file. But please also remember, A, that the quality needs to be high enough to be able to print from, which means at least 300 dpi. And again, the size is of importance, as they must fit into the typesetting area. And third of all, you are responsible for getting permission for any material that is reused. And now what we're going to do, it's looking for keywords, which we need. It's asking if we have followed the journal style, This must be filled in. If you have forgotten anything here, the PDF won't build and you won't be able to complete the submission. Are there any non-Roman scripts or diacritics or anything else that might not show up correctly in a Word file? What is the word count? Please do not put commas or full stops there. And then we proceed. If you have any comments that the editor should know, you can put them in here. It can be that the title of your paper has changed, also because of comments that the reviewers had. If so, please amend that here. We need a short title, and it's very important that you do fill that in, because if the paper is accepted, this will become the running headline of the typeset article. If the abstract has changed, copy-paste the new abstract text here. If there's been a change in the authors, or perhaps the title of the authors, or you've now acquired a co-author and you want to add them here, you can do that. This little pictogram is edit, and this would be to add someone. If there's a funding source that you need to put in, you can add it here. Please make sure you don't make the text too long. There is a limit. And now we go to build the PDF. This is building the files that you have just uploaded. The system puts in a title page on top of that. If you had any figures or tables, they will also all be built in. At this point, you have to then look at the PDF and make sure it's correct. If it needs to be fixed, if you perhaps notice now that you uploaded the wrong version, you can use Edit Revision to go back and fix that. The first thing we would do is open, and then we get our nice PDF, and everything's there. And now we're ready to approve. And it asks, are you sure? We did not have to check off the I agree to the ethical behavior norms for Brill, because we've done that the first time around. Now we have uploaded a revised version of a manuscript. Should you receive the request to revise your paper again, the third and further versions of revised manuscripts would go the same way.